So today I'm going to do a video showing how to replace the pressure spring behind the starter pin in the HPI Big Block 4.6, part of the Savage X. So the pressure spring I think is done, because when I go to start it, there's absolutely nothing happening.
Good.
So we try.
What?
So the first thing I'm going to do is disconnect the fuel lines from everything and take the fuel tank off.
Hey?
Now the next thing I'm going to do is take off this protection bracket here to make things easier to get at the engine. Side of the car, I'm going to take off the muffler too, loosen the bolt and take out the spring, remove the other springs to get it out of the way so I can get at these screws a little bit easier to finish removing this part. So now what I'm going to do is disconnect this throttle linkage that's in here from the engine. Next thing I'm going to do is take this front bumper / skid plate off with these little clips here on the side. They just pull out, and some of them screws on the bottom here. There's 2, 4, 6, 8 of them. Now that the bottom skid plate and bumper has been removed, I'm going to go in and just take out these 4 screws that are holding in the bottom of the motor, which I find the easiest way to get it out to do this work. Once you got the motor out, you have to take this roto start off with the 3 screws. Alright, once the roto starts off, then you can reveal the one-way bearing, and you can see this one-way bearing. I'm turning it, and it's gripping the shaft, and it's turning the shaft, but it's not turning all the way through, which means further inside we have to go. So next I'm going to go in and remove these 4 screws, and we'll get inside the motor to the spring and the pin, starting pin. So now we got the motor open, and this piece was on here, and inside you're going to see the tiny little pin, and that's the starter pin, and behind it is the spring that we're going to have to dig out because she's broken. So now we got all the components apart. I have a replacement spring here. We got a replacement springy, and there's the pin that goes in. If we could just maintain some focus here. And then of course it all goes right back into the little hole in there.
And there we go.
Also illustrated in the picture coming up. So you can see in this picture the compression spring and the starting pin, parts 1433, and all the other parts behind it. All you need to do is reassemble the engine and car in reverse order of which you took it apart, and you should be good to go. Before you know it, you'll be out ripping up new turf in no time.